Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Jen Roman, I may assign you as the co-host in case I need to shift to different folder duties.
Okay.
All right. All right. Can you all see my shared folder link?
Yes.
Cool. We'll get started in about another minute. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So today we'll call our July 2026 Anne Arundel County NAACP meeting to order at 10:02 a.m. So again, welcome everyone. Glad you were able to log in remotely this morning. Hopefully you all can see the agenda that is presented before you. Could I get a motion to approve / adopt today's agenda?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Jen Roman. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Sheila.
All
All right, thank you. All right, so just going down the list of our agenda. The meeting minutes from last month, we're still in the process of getting those meeting minutes finally compiled. We did do the auto recording of those minutes, but we just have to go through the translation process. So bear with us. Hopefully, we'll be able to get last month's and the months before meetings transcribed into our regular meeting minutes format. All right, going down to item number 5. So we do have a guest speaker with us. I have so many windows open. We have Miss Renee Newman. She is the current president of the Cedar Morris Hill Improvement Association. Renee, how are you doing this morning?
I'm well. Thank you, Mr.
Good.
Wadding, to allow me to speak amongst your group today. I appreciate everyone.
Yeah. Oh, this is Mr. Waddy is
I'm
out,
sorry,
but
Mr. Dowling.
yeah, no problem. But I
All right.
met you when we did the voter registration drive at your Cedar Morris Hill Day event back in early July. So again, thank you for allowing us to participate in your event. But more importantly, I know you were telling me about some of the things that are happening in your area. And so I just wanted to give you the platform to kind of share with the rest of our Anne Arundel County NAACP branch on some of those things that are happening in your community. So I will turn the floor over to you, Renee.
Thank you, sir. Yes, currently we have an issue with Anne Arundel County Recs and Parks allowing a cricket ball organization to play on our site. The field is too small for the sport, which causes an intimate risk for the participants, the neighbors who currently and formerly use the facility on a regular basis. This field is occupied by this organization from March until October, from approximately 7, 8 a.m. on every Saturday and Sunday and ending at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So the residents of the community and anyone outside the community can no longer enjoy the park as we normally would. We have raised the concerns of Park and Recs about the risk of the balls hitting anyone in the immediate area. When we bring the idea of risk because of the ball going outside of the bounds, we have been met with the threat of our lease being revoked. So we own the building, we lease the property from Anne Arundel County Park and Recs. It's a 50-year lease. We have 9 years left on the lease. We've had other organized sports over the years that played softball, baseball within the regulations of the fitting the area. It's a regulation field for baseball and softball, but not for cricket. The cricket pad was installed without the input of the neighborhood or the community or even the board. On Sunday past, we had an injury of one of our community members where she was taken to the hospital after being struck by the cricket ball. Everyone realizes that the pad is too small, that the area is too small, but our community association is the only one that is asking to make accommodations for this organization, which means stopping our rentals and the way that we have outdoor events with our building. We have our community day, we have community functions, and we're asked to either remain indoors or move further to the left to give more of a buffer because they realize the cricket ball can possibly create harm to anyone walking in the area. So when we bring these risk factors up, we're always met with the threat of, if you don't do this, then we're going to remove your lease. So we're in need of any kind of help or guidance that you can provide us right now.
Wow.
And a caveat to that, we have reached out to all of our elected officials, and we've tried multiple times to work with Park and Recs and make accommodations, but it has not helped so far. And then it's met now with a serious injury, which could possibly lead to multiple other injuries. So it's not about cricket organization itself. It's not about the players. It's about the imminent risk.
Okay. Wow. I didn't realize you all had a recent injury of one of your community residents. So really sorry to hear that. Now this is in Brooklyn, well, Cedar Morris Hill, which
Yes.
I think that's Delegate Gary Simmons. And I think when I
Yes,
spoke with you, you mentioned that he had tried to work with you as well, along with.
absolutely. He's been a avid supporter of this issue.
Okay. And it
But
sounds
we
like
have not had much support from our county councilman. We've reached out several times to Stuart Pittman. We've reached out to all of our the constituent services.
Mhm.
No response.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. And when I spoke with you, you mentioned that you all may potentially require maybe a legal representative that may be able to do some pro bono services. Is that correct? Or
That's correct, because I hope our ask would be for this representative to allow us to gain ownership of our building, as the county has done in the past with other instances, for a dollar. So we no longer have the threat over our head of losing ownership of the property.
Gotcha.
We
Gotcha.
work really hard, and we've been independent in maintaining our building, and no issues whatsoever until now. So the constant threat that if we don't conform to this cricket organization that's totally unregulated is very concerning. Every Saturday and Sunday, myself or the vice president has to mitigate and intervene with parking, which is on within our lease.
Mm-hmm.
So they take over the top parking area. We had issues with the spectators coming as close to the back door, with not allowing us, if we have an event, to even access the outdoor area. So they have really encroached on our property. And sorry for getting a little, emotional about it, but it's been a long, hard journey. It's been a fight every single weekend just to protect our event holders and our community members from getting hurt.
Okay.
Ms. Newman, what's your best case scenario? What are you hoping to accomplish? Are you trying to have the organization moved?
Yes, at best.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you drop your email in the chat for me, please?
Absolutely. I do have now joining me the vice president. She was the one that was injured. So she could share a few minutes. I'm not on.
Oh, your camera's not on.
Yeah, that's.
It
I'll-
doesn't
Good
doesn't
morning.
have to be on. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Tanya Hines Watts.
Hello,
Um,
hello, Tanya. Sorry
yeah,
to hear about your unfortunate injury
yeah,
recently.
thank you. Thank you. I'm a recent retiree of NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. I was
Hmm.
an engineer, project manager, the enterprise architect for the center for nearly 40 years.
Yes.
I'm functioning currently as Renee's vice president for the Cedar Morse Hill Improvement Association.
Yes.
It's a nonprofit. And in 2024, it was the winter of 2024, I noticed that contractors were in the center of the field at Cedar Morse Hill Park, which is adjacent to Arundel Corporation Road.
Hmm.
And so I went to inquire what activities were happening. They were pouring a cement slab approximately 10 feet by, I guess, 20, 25 feet in center field of the softball field.
Yes.
And it looked incredibly dangerous for any activity that would be occurring on that field, especially softball, because there's an elevation of about 2-3 inches all around where you could, hit your foot, your cleat, or whatever, and fall to the cement form. The cement form is covered by artificial turf, and there was no notification to the community with regard to this action being taken by Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks.
Hmm.
Some additional background is that I've lived in this community my entire life. I'm 62 years old, and for 40 years, I know that our community has had requests to the Department of Recreation and Parks to correct unsafe conditions in other portions of the field. For example, in the deliberation of the unsafe nature of the cricket, we had a gentleman, Josh Thompson, from Department of Recs and Parks, come out, and we showed him a number of safety concerns. One is that there's people with disabilities violations,
Hmm.
and that there was standing water right about 4 inches deep around the playground for the children. And in asking Mr. Thompson to remedy the standing water, which was like a puddle, because children navigate to puddles, and it's a hazard, it's dangerous. They could slip up right off of the elevated boundaries for holding the chip material inside where the swing sets and so forth are, and fall into that puddle and drown. Also, there was more standing water issues that created a lot of mosquitoes and drew rodents and that sort of thing. And for about 15 minutes, Mr. Thompson argued with me that children would not go to the water. And he just wanted to remove the stool as a bench. He just wanted to remove the bench from in the middle of the water and not do anything about the water. And I had to pull out credentials on him that I'm an engineer. My husband worked for Anne Arundel County in the water and sewer area as a director, and that my conversation with my husband, he agreed that the water was the problem. And I asked Mr. Thompson, and this is the only reason why he changed. I said, Mr. Thompson, do I need to get my husband down here to help you solve this problem?
Mhm.
of addressing the water. And from that point on, he went to another subject. He only said, well, it's going to be a lot of money, and I don't know if I can do it. I said, it's equally a lot of money if a child is injured here because of your negligence.
Right.
Right. And then he went to another subject. But I'm giving you that story because in every instance, Renee and I, as women, and we're talking to men, they do not listen until we bring in the presence or the threat of a presence of a man. And that's very debilitating for for Renee and I, because we're working very hard to ensure the safety of our community.
Yes. Yes.
Now, that's a long story in just one story. But I want you to understand the combativeness of the Department of Park and Recs. They just do not want to engage any recommendations from anyone outside of the decisions that they've already made with a small set of information. They only want to do what they want to do.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that scenario that you encountered. Sorry to hear about that, Tanya. But also going back for you and Renee, I think at this point, we will continue to get your story heard in multiple avenues. As far as our organization, I will talk to President Wadi about sending a letter from the NAACP to the county about this issue specifically. Now that there has been an injury, um, also Tanya. So with your injury, I'm sure I'm sure you have a copy of all your medical um, payments that you encountered and things of that nature. Just
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I have my records from the hospital visit. I
Hmm.
have my records. I just had a follow up with my primary doctor,
Yes.
and she's prescribed additional medication for me, and I need to now go to physical therapy. Um, and also, I don't know if Renee mentioned to you that there was an incident before my incident that very morning, less than a half an hour prior, or
Hmm.
approximately a half an hour prior, where um, it was my daughter doing her exercise around the field, and the ball nearly hit her in the head. She said the
Hmm.
ball was inches from her head. And I had told her, go and provide your report to the field monitor and have him send in a report. Um, and the field monitor told my daughter that it was her responsibility to keep her head on a swivel and that she should not be walking with earbuds in her ears. She should, because she sees cricket there, and she should um, have an eye on cricket at all times. Now
Is
she's on the walking field, walking track.
right. Yeah. 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 Also, this field monitor, was this a person associated with a county or with the cricket organization?
He's with Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks.
Okay, gotcha.
He was hired put on this premise to protect cricket from our organization, supposedly from confrontation. And the only interaction we've ever had with cricket was to ask them not to park on our on the top lot.
Yes.
That serves the building.
Gotcha.
So they didn't like that interaction, because when we would have events that were scheduled there, they were taking up the parking. So that's the only interaction. We've never had a mediation or introduction to any of the cricket players, the owners, anything. No kind of compromise or.
We couldn't even find the league on the Department of Rec's website.
Mhm.
No cricket players or their managers, coaches, whatever, tried to render aid when Tanya was injured.
And
Oh, wow.
we have video and still photographs to support that.
I had to
Okay.
call 911, and they were given a directive from Department of Park and Rec, the deputy of Park and Recs, to resume play. So they didn't even have enough courtesy to suspend play for that day.
Did the field monitor, did he or she come to check in with you, Tanya?
No, Mr. Bird was the name of the field monitor, BYRD.
Okay.
He provided to my daughter, because my daughter wanted a copy of his report for her incident. His supervisor, the information he gave her is Sue Hamilton, Recreation and Parks Athletics Coordinator.
Okay.
And I have a number for her as well.
Okay. Yeah, if you put that in the chat.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. I know a couple of our members have put in some comments and questions. If you all wouldn't mind kind of hanging on for a bit to ask some of those questions, I'll start with, I think, Renisha, I think you had asked what was the property address, and I think Renee, you had responded to that. Jen Sell, I know you mentioned about the written documentation. I think Renee, you responded just only verbal. And then Christina, you had mentioned what has Councilman Smith, the councilman in that district, has he responded, or has this been made aware to him about this issue?
Yeah, Mr. Smith attended a meeting with us back in January that included Renee and I, Mr. Smith, his secretary, what's her name? Linda, and Department of Park and Recs, which included Miss Erica Matthews as the assistant director. I believe she was the highest ranking person. And include Josh Thompson and a number of other individuals. And at that time, Councilman Smith was in agreement that a better size, properly zoned for safety field is probably in order. And he had recommended over at the Bachman location off of Ordnance Road that perhaps there's some property in that area that could be procured by the county and established for cricket. The Department of Recs and Parks, they seemed very skeptical that was a possibility in that meeting. And that meeting was January 29th, I believe. Yeah. And in that meeting is when Erica spewed lies about our use of the building and our behavior. She spewed in that meeting that we as a community tried to intimidate the cricket players by having a bunch of cars parked in the lower parking lot. And what's the support guy, Steve or somebody?
Steve Conyers.
Yeah, Steve looked in the building, saw that the building was unoccupied, and reported back to Miss Matthews that we were manufacturing, our issue with cricket by putting a bunch of cars parked in the parking lot. Well, in fact, we have a number of seniors who do bus trips, and it's associated with the senior groups that meet at our building. On that particular day, it was a bus trip.
Yeah.
And so they just go on. That's the incompetence. They go on things that they really don't understand and try to characterize our community as being combative.
Erica Jackson, the deputy, on Sunday after the injury was the first time she ever visited the site and got a true idea of what the area looks like, what the field looks like, and seeing the game in play, and agreed that it's too small.
Hmm.
The fact that it's been going on for 2 years, and that's the first time that she ever came to see exactly what was going on for herself. She had never been to our location, never assessed the damage or, the concern at all. And no, they have not backed off of the threat of the lease because of the injury. Actually, they doubled down on they're not moving.
Yeah, Miss Matthews indicated at the January meeting that she had submitted our lease to real estate, and real estate told her that we had no, in our lease, did not include any of the space around the back of the building, and also did not include the parking lot.
Which is
And from that day to this very day, they've been threatening to put a lock on the gate that we've installed for the top parking lot. And the reason why we have the lock is so that folks driving by do not throw and overburden the small dumpster that's on the top parking lot that we pay for as an association. And it's paid for in order to hold, the garbage and things that come as a result of the use of the building.
All right. And then, one last question. I believe two last questions. The organization that plays cricket, they're, I think, Renee, you told me they're based out of Virginia. They're out of state or not local to the area.
Yes. Most of the cars have Virginia tags. And they admitted to us that they drive 2 hours
right,
to play this sport.
On this particular day, there was a wedding. Renee had provided the schedule to. So in the January meeting, also, this was the agreement with Erica Matthews. What's her name? Matthews, right?
Or Jackson Matthews.
She said,
made us
provide your schedule in advance, and we will reschedule cricket when you have an outdoor event. Because I personally asked, I said, what are you going to do with the schedule? She said, well, if we get it in advance, we will reschedule cricket. Well, every opportunity where we've already shown them that we're going to have exterior use for the use of the building, we've had a conflict. And the first time is when I had to go down and Renee was down, and we said, listen, at about 3:00, the bride is going to come this way. And, we're concerned that, and because the ceremony was outside, we're concerned that you're playing cricket is going to, encumber the wedding. And can you stop playing at 3:00? That kind of thing. And they were like, no, we've driven down here for 2 hours from Virginia. And this is, and you need to stop. And I was like, listen, we are not your managers. You need to have your discussion with Anne Arundel County Park and Recs. We've provided our calendar to Park and Recs, and it was their obligation to communicate with you.
And that's something we've never had to do with any other organized sport that played on that field ever.
And their response is they had no idea about any communications with Park and Recs with regard to an event happening on the field that day. So that was so Park and Recs failed at that opportunity and additional opportunities since that time. And they're trying to make us have to mitigate. We went back to Park and Recs and we said to them, okay, so here's what's happening. The cricket team, when the gate is open, because we have guests who are preparing for their event and need to pull up to the building, the cricket players are parking on the top parking lot. And that is not allowing space for our guests who are going to use the building. And we told them, you need to give them instruction to park on the lower parking lot. Well, Erica has said to us that she gave them instruction to park along the road. And still they're not doing that. And there's plenty of space for them to park on the lower parking lot as well. So I'll suggest that they're not parking along the road because guess what? The cricket ball regularly flies across the road. So they would actually be hitting their own cars if they parked along that road.
Right.
So that's why they don't park along that road. Another safety hazard.
Yes.
Okay, what's the next question?
Does Smith know about the threat to the lease?
Mr. Smith does know about the threat to the lease.
Okay. And gotcha.
He
We'll
knows
have
about the injuries. He's been provided pictures of the injury and the scene of that day. He's been non-responsive to any of our emails, texts, or anything. So I'm not sure.
And their representative, Lindsay, whatever her last name is,
This chief of staff.
she was shown the photographs that we have from folks who live in the community where the cricket balls have come into their yard. And they've also been shown the photographs of where the cricket players are stomping through one of the neighbors' flower garden and the neighbors are standing in the yard looking at them. And there's a no trespassing sign, but yet and still they trespass.
They have peed around our building. They have left cups of urine, bags of urine, trash.
They've hit the ball with the bat up against the building.
Gotcha.
The cricket ball has landed on the air conditioning of the building 4 times. We've collected 4 balls for that because the air conditioning has a tall fence around it. And so they couldn't retrieve the ball independently. But our maintenance personnel was able to retrieve those balls and have them to this day.
Right. And the cricket ball is the size of the softball, but it's hard, right?
It's hard, believe me. It hit me on my hip.
Okay, gotcha. Well, again, thank you all for sharing your story. We will, as an organization, like I said, I will get with President Wadi and we will end up sending a letter to the county. President Wadi is out of town at the moment, but when he gets back, well, he'll be able to listen to this replay as well. Anything else you all would like to share with us today?
Our request is so that we don't get into this because we found that they are quite nefarious. On one day when we had a scheduled outdoor activity, out of the blue, several carloads of grown men showed up with baseball bats in their little uniforms and balls. They positioned themselves right next to the building. They did not go down to the ball field and position from the ball field to do their hitting of the ball. They positioned right next to the parking lot of the building and hit the ball out into the field for a half an hour. And we're told by the maintenance individual that 10 minutes after you and I left, they left. And that was the intimidation factor.
Okay.
It was truly an intimidation factor.
And there's several other situations that we don't want to belabor it and take up your time. So we appreciate you allowing us to speak and give a little bit of background.
Well, again, thank you, Renee. Thank you, Tanya. Any of our other members have any questions for the leadership team at the Cedar Morris Hill Improvement Association?
And finally, our ask is that we circumvent all of this by gaining ownership of the property, not only the whole field if we possibly can, because they also threatened us with other violations because we have an annual community day. And this past community day, we did submit our special event form and we had a moon bounce for the children.
Yes.
Well, Miss Matthews indicated that we were violating lots of codes because we had a moon bounce.
So we were, like I said, we were at that event. We had a table The position where I saw the moon, but I did not see it in violation. Did she
No,
send you a written or email copy of
no,
that?
no. And it's been a threat of putting a 20-foot black fence around our entire perimeter
Around the building,
around the building.
Okay.
as
If
if it's a jail, as if it's a jail.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we will still be in contact with you, but a
Okay.
lot of these threats and whatever they're doing, we had those in writings that would definitely give us some ammunition on what they are
Hmm.
conspiring to do with you ladies.
We've captured our notes and sent it between ourselves
Hmm.
Hmm.
in text message and that sort of thing, but I guess we can
Yes.
recapture.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because I know this last incident, one of our members sent to President Wadi what happened this weekend. So this is why we wanted you all to communicate to us and our membership on some of the issues you all are dealing with.
I did submit a risk management incident claim form.
Hmm.
I can
Hmm.
forward that. I can forward that if that would be of any help as well.
Absolutely. I'll put my email in the chat as well. I think you may have Stevens. If not, if you send it to me, I'll make sure he gets it.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, again, thank you, ladies. Again, thank you for presenting on the challenges you all are facing up in Cedar Morris Hill, which is in the Brooklyn Park area of the county. And again, we will be in contact with you. You're free to stay during the rest of our meeting, but if you have to sign off, totally understand as well.
And feel free to contact us as well.
Yes, we'll
If
do.
you need my phone number or email, I'm happy to share that as well.
Okay, I believe I have Renee, so I can, or if you want to
You
put
can,
it in the chat, whichever
we'll put
one
it
you
in the
feel comfortable.
chat. You can put my
Okay.
name.
Okay. Thanks again for your time.
No problem. Thank you again, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Let me get back to my screen share. Again, thank you, ladies. All right. So getting back to our regular agenda, going back to our report of officers, we'll just go down the list. And we'll start with the first report, President's report. So just want to give you all a quick heads up. So currently, President Wadi is attending the National NAACP conference, which is held in Chicago. I believe he left on Thursday because we had our executive meeting on Wednesday. So he is there attending, representing on behalf of our branch. We definitely wished him safe travels. And I believe he has arrived, but I haven't seen any pictures that he's posted as a recent. All right. Again, just go through the report that he listed. Um, some of the items that he has been working on throughout the month of June and also going into the month of July. The first one took a complaint regarding housing concerns in Glen Burnie. I know he has some more information regarding um, that meeting that he had, and so I'm just waiting to get a debrief on some of the efforts that he's been working on as it relates to housing with the Glen Burnie scenario. President Wadi has also been attending the Caucus of African American Leaders meetings, the meetings that they have on Mondays, and also the in-person meeting that they've hosted on Tuesday as well. On July 6th, President Wadi sent a testimony to the county council requesting the condemnation of the Patriot Front. If you all were able to see that testimony on the local Anne Arundel County News to the county council, he was able to present there. Also on July 9th, President Wadi has been attending the Annapolis City Chief of Police forum where there's been community engagement from the residents of the city of Annapolis as they go through the process of selecting their new police chief. I think they have had two forums as of late in which residents have been able to express some of the things they would like to see in the next Annapolis police chief. Um, I'm not sure of how many of you are that are currently on the call have attended those forums, but for what I've seen from some of the notes that President Waddy has shared and some of the meeting highlights have been posted in the Capitol. There have been some good questioning and things that residents would like to see in the next Annapolis City Police Chief that they are currently looking to fill that vacancy. On July 7th, the branch issued a proclamation celebrating Dr. Alice Corlinson on her 90th birthday. Also on July 11th, President Waddy attended the River Days event. I think that was held down in Quiet Waters. We had our normal table set up for voter registration. We were able to sell a couple T-shirts and talk about some of the efforts that the branch is doing at that event. On July 12th, President Waddy attended the Annapolis City Council meeting as he spoke about some of the, again, going back to the police chief and several other issues in the city of Annapolis. I think Carol has mentioned that there is a survey for the new police chief. Carol, do you happen to have that survey link or how we can get access to it? You can just type it in the chat. All right. Seeing none, we'll come back to it. But again, those are some of the activities that President Waddy is currently engaged with during the month of July. Again, as a result of him attending the national conference, I'm sure from the national level, he'll bring back some of the resolutions and amendments that the organization will ask some of the branches to follow going forward. So again, we're waiting for that debrief that he will schedule with us when he gets back. I think he's coming back in the middle of the week. So again, we'll get that info. Oh, okay. Thanks, Carol. You said nope. Found it on Naptown Scoop. If we're able to find that, we'll send it out. Oh, thank you, Jen, for providing that survey link. Jen Sell, thank you for providing that. All right. So again, that is kind of a recap of the president's report. Going to the first vice president's report, which is for me. I currently do not have any active items to report out on. There are some efforts that I'll be working with the United Black Clergy on doing a voter, a midterm election voter, the lower voter turnout numbers that were observed during the recent primary election. That'll be an activity that I'll be working with Apostle Larry Lee Thomas, who is the current chair of the Anne Arundel County United Black Clergy. So more details to come on that event, in which we would like to have a community forum and try to understand why the low voter turnout. Are there other underlying issues as far as why the voter engagement hasn't been the way it has been over the past couple years? So again, more to come on that discussion as we work towards that event with the United Black Clergy. No notes from, well, currently we have a vacancy for our second vice president. So next, let's go to our treasurer's report. Jen Roman, let me bring that up.
Thanks, Antonio.
Yep.
So treasurer's report for June. So beginning of June, our checking account balance was $14,387.27. Total deposits were $579.64. That included 2 memberships, also several t-shirt sales and a couple donations. And then total withdrawals was $1,460.84. That was our monthly expenses and also payments for the national convention. So for 2 delegates, registration fees for President Wadi and Committee Chair Jones, and then also some special events tickets for the president that he partially reimbursed us for. And then ending checking account balance was $13,506.07. We also have our certificate of deposit savings account. So we earned $12.65 in interest. So the ending balance for that was $6,037.47. So our total balance from both accounts is $19,543.54. I know I just spewed out a lot of numbers. Any questions about the treasurer's report?
Seeing none. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for giving us a recap of our current treasury balance for the organization. All right. Secretary's report. I know that Miss Neva is not with us on today. Current no report from Assistant Secretary. All right, let's go down to committee reports. Armed Services. Don't believe we have Mr. Curtis Gunny Jones on with us this morning. Excuse me. All right, now let's go to communications. Do we have Judge Barber on with us? I will say that Judge Barber and her newsletter team is currently working on the next edition of articles for the summer edition. What you see here before you is the spring edition of the last newsletter that Judge Barber and the newsletter team was able to present on behalf of our organization. In fact, I think Renee and Tanya, if you ladies are still on, we may want to grab an article from you all on some of the concerns that you all are facing up at Cedar Morse Hill. So we can definitely reach out to you for a possible story in our branch's quarterly newsletter. So we'll be in contact with you regarding that if you choose to submit an article. Our next, going to community coordination. Sky, I think I saw you on earlier.
Yes. Can you hear me? Oh,
Yes, I
okay.
can. And I have your report up. Is this your latest
All right.
report?
Yes, thank you. And I dropped it into the chat as well. And when I get a chance, I would put it on Linktree. I'm out of town. So I want to keep it brief. Please pay attention to our Linktree. Today we have of course, the convention, but locally, Annapolis Good Trouble lives on. That is today. That's by Chesapeake Indivisible. This isn't going to match what you're going to see on the screen. Thank you, Antonio. I do see the pictures there. I just wanted, I know I don't have a whole lot of time, so I just want to
No,
just,
you have enough time.
well, actually, I'm in the car. I'm in New Jersey, and I'm going to get out soon.
Okay, gotcha.
So I just wanted to highlight a few events, but I do appreciate the photos. And so I will mention it. The photo that you just saw, that was what Linda submitted from the Freedom Walk, and happy for. And the other pictures that are up right now are from Brother Boone. Okay, back to the events real quick. So Annapolis Good Trouble lives on today. You have Coming to the Table on the 20th. There are a lot of other things going on. Make Your Own Afrobeats coming up on the 31st. The August 7th through the 9th, Exploring Kunta, that's the Roots 50 commemorative experience, and of course the Kunta Kinte Festival on September 26th. That's all I'm going to highlight for right now, and I'll let everybody continue. Thanks.
The Good Trouble that starts at 3 p.m. today.
Let me click on that link.
I think down in
It is 3 to 5:30 at the Bates Center.
Okay. Awesome. Thank
And
you.
I will, oh, no problem. I'll drop that individual link in the chat as well.
Okay. Even though we're not officially with ACT, I know we have Linda Davis on, and you mentioned Linda, she participated in the Freedom Walk. Linda, if you're there, you want to share any highlights from your kind of lengthy adventure because a good adventure, but just anything you want to share with the branch on your experience.
Oh, sure. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, it was a great experience. It was from May 4th to July 4th, and it was really a wonderful way to highlight Black history and truth telling. And we did that along the way through the walk itself, as well as events in each area that where we stopped. We had panel discussions, presentations, tours, and the people were really excited and enthusiastic about us telling the history and them also relaying the history, and the people along the way were so supportive. The people exhibited, radical hospitality. They gave us food and shelter, and so it was really a wonderful experience and a way to kind of recreate the Underground Railroad and show how uh, sophisticated the Underground Railroad was for its time, and how it took us a lot of logistics to recreate it in with today's technology. And it just was really neat to see the people, the reception we received along the route. And so I'll give some more reflections later, and just really appreciate, the opportunity to talk about it. And I'll hopefully share some more later. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Linda. We definitely would like to get or kind of an in-depth experience of that. I know that kind of just called you out of the blue for that reflection. But again, whenever you have a chance, if you can give us more a reflection, even not putting you on the spot, but man, putting on the spot for this upcoming newsletter, if you wouldn't mind kind of sharing that experience. If you have any additional photos and pictures that we can put in the newsletter, I think that would be a great article that we can capture.
All right, will do. Thank you, Antonio.
Yep. No problem. Thanks again, Sky. Linda. All right, keeping it going. Education Committee. I do not see Dr. Mary Dodoni on the call. We'll next go down to Environmental and Climate Justice Report. We did get a report from Dr. Tracy Garrett. I don't know if she's on the call with us today. Just going down here. No immediate action items. However, I will say last month, Dr. Garrett has been keeping her finger on the pulse regarding the data center concerns, not here only in Anne Arundel County, but in some of our surrounding counties like Prince George's and Charles County. So I know many of you all have been seeing those discussions that have been ongoing regarding data centers. Please bring any items and notification not only to our awareness but also to Dr. Garrett as she's keeping a running tab on those environmental impact issues in our local community. Next, we'll go to Finance Committee report. I know our treasurer, Jen Roman, just gave us a recap of our treasury, where we currently stand with our finances. Anything else from the Finance Committee, Jen Roman?
No, me and the finance committee met and went over everything and it matched up.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Antonio, economic development is missing on the agenda. Good morning. So we
Oh,
need to
my
add that
bad.
on there. But I don't have anything to report. Just wanted to make sure we get that added for next month.
Yes, thank you, Shay. My apologies. This was an old report that I had, but I will be
Yeah.
sure to. There's a couple other things that we need to remove. So my apologies, Shay. Any you want to share with the group any upcoming efforts that you are working on as regards to your business?
Well, still with
activities?
the Green Book for Economic Empowerment Committee. So just in the process of going on a long overdue vacation. So I'm sorry I've been that, but I worked on it last month. And then for the business, just got a lot of great things going on. And Crusaders for Change, helping people get out of debt, improve their credit and save. And we have some conferences we're going to be a part of, and Lifespan with senior care facility employees and managers, administrators, CNAs, and so forth. So we're excited to offer to a panel and I'm presenting a report as well there. So a lot of great things going on in the future, but I hope to definitely be back in action next month for the Economic Empowerment Committee. So thank you for your time.
Not a problem. Again, thank you, Shay, for all that you're doing. And again, my apologies for not having that officially on the agenda, but we will have it next month. All right. Going down to Freedom Fund. Nothing to report for this month. I will mention that the committee met last month in regards to identifying a potential location for our event that we're looking to host during the month of November. Even though November may seem like it's far away, but actually is not. So we'll be working with the committee to identify a date, to identify a location for the event, and then as a result of those two items, we will then start rolling out what our theme and any potential guest speakers that we'll have for that event. So I will have more information next month regarding future Freedom Fund activities. All right, going to membership. That no report from membership committee as we have a current vacancy with that committee at the moment. Political action, haven't received anything from Chairperson Kiana Banks, although I know that Kiana and President Wadi, they have been working together on several of the testimony activities that I had mentioned previously from President Wadi's report. Prison branch, let's see Miss Leah Green on the call. Religious affairs, I forgot to include that on here. Is Apostle Larry Lee Thomas on the call? Do not believe him as well. Another report, labor and industry. I did not see Miss Tracy Parker Warren on the call. Any committees that I may have omitted from this older agenda version? All right. Seeing none, let's go down to any unfinished business. Does anyone have any unfinished business items that we need to discuss? All right, going down to new business items. I know during the month of August, there are several backpack giveaway events that are happening in the county. I believe there's a few that are happening in Annapolis. Also know that there is a backpack giveaway event that is happening over in Van Bachlen Elementary, which is near the Mead Village area. So as we get more information regarding those events, we'll definitely share them with you. At one point, we had I was talking to President Wadi about doing a collection of donation of school supplies. If we are able to organize that in a quick and timely manner, we will share that with you all regarding collecting donations in support of these various community events and their respective backpack giveaway activities. Before we adjourn, just want to go around and call any. Know we have several representatives from different organizations on the call. Just want to give you all an opportunity to provide any announcements on things that your organization is working on. So please feel free to step forward and then just let us know some of the efforts that you all are working on that and just understanding how the NAACP can support you all in those efforts. I'll start with, I'll do an informal draft. Jen, Christina, any efforts you all are working on that the organization should be aware of? Jincel, excuse me.
I think that Solidarity Schools, we have another Solidarity School coming up. Christina, is that something you want to just mention, like the date and stuff like that?
Sure. We have that'll be August 8th And so, yeah, we would love, NAACP to be there and bring a team. We're bringing in other community groups, other labor unions, and really preparing for November elections. I mean, we all know with Trump's speech on Thursday night, he's definitely setting up to take some action, question the integrity of the elections. And so, we want to be in alignment with as many groups so that we can take action in any way we need to make sure we're all ready as a community to push back on whatever is going to come our way. But we know he's setting something up. And then the other thing is we are working the Good Trouble. TAC is also one of the partners along with Chesapeake Indivisible and the Caucus of African American Leaders. So please spread the word about it, that event at 3 p.m. at Bates Legacy Center. It should be a really great event. There's a short documentary, Sisters of Selma. We have Philip Hunter, who walked with John Lewis in Selma, who will be speaking. We have a panel, and it will end with ways that we can all take action to protect and promote the vote going into November. So that will be also part of that election protection efforts. So hopefully we'll see many of you there.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Christina.
Just
go ahead, Jen.
Just one last thing. There's also going to be a Labor Day event again this year. Stephen Waddy was able to come and speak at that last year, which was really awesome. But there are tabling opportunities, so it'd be a great opportunity. I know we always do I can't remember if NAACP had a table last year or not, but anyway, there's an opportunity there.
Yeah, we did.
But also,
what date is that? What date of that event is that going to be?
I don't know. It is Labor Day. I don't know the exact day in September if anybody knows what. But it will be right on Labor Day. It's same location, Kurtz's Beach in Pasadena. Yeah, and NAACP was there last year. It'd be great to have a table there. And it's 12:30 to 3:30.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jen and Christina. All right. Anything else? All right, awesome. Thank you. Also, just want to remind everyone the annual Kunta Kinte Festival, which is held in Annapolis. That's going to be on Saturday, September 26th, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. At the Naval Academy Memorial Stadium in Annapolis. Again, annual Kunta Kinte Heritage Festival, Saturday, September 26th. 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. I know we'll have our table set up there. So again, just want to put that on your calendar, and we'll send reminders just like the events that both Jen and Christina had mentioned that we'll be able to participate. I know that in the fall we'll probably be supporting several different voter registration events. So as those events pop up on our radar, we'll be sure to share calendar of activities with you all regarding that. All right. Any other activities or any other announcements that you all may have on the call? Jen Roman, I see you have your hand raised.
Speaking of voter registration, I think we need a new voter registration coordinator. Is that right?
Yes. So I'd like to give him his flowers. I don't know if he's on. I see Mrs. Thomas is on. Brother Ralph Thomas has served our organization faithfully for many years as our local voter registration coordinator. I think at this time, Brother Ralph has decided to pass the torch. So we are actively looking for a new voter registration coordinator for our branch. Again, just giving credit to Brother Ralph. Not only has he represented this organization well, but he's also been able to partner with many other organizations in not only coordinating, but helping them get organized with their local voter registration efforts. So to Jen Roman's point, we will be looking for a future voter registration coordinator. All right. Anything else, Jen Roman, that I may have missed? Official business wise.
Not that I can think.
Hey, Antonio, I have a question.
Yes.
usually there's a group of people that work with Ralph. I don't know if they're regulars. It kind of seems that way. So it's possible that we could reach out to one of them to see if they would like to take over that position.
Yes, we can. I think Ralph may have their contact, so we can definitely reach out to them to see if they would be willing to assume that role and activity. So yes, I'll take the action to reach out to them.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep. All right. Anything else? All right, everyone. Well, thank you for your time. Hopefully, y'all are staying safe in this hot weather and I guess, the fire smoke from Canada that is reaching all the way down here. Take the necessary safety precautions. So, in the meantime, take care. Could I get a motion to adjourn today's meeting at 11:08 a.m.?
Motion, Shay Cook.
Motion by Shay.
Carol Smith.
Second by Carol Smith. Thank you, Carol. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, and looking forward to seeing you all next month. I think next month we are back down in Annapolis at the American Legion on the third Saturday. So again, thank you all for your time, and we'll be talking to you later. Thanks.
All right, take care. Be safe.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.